Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a couple of things to the BMW. We're going to put the new intercooler in the BMW.
Right.
You ask, wait, didn't you already put a new intercooler in the BMW? Yes, I did. But today we're going to do some science. So about 2 weeks ago, I upgraded the intercooler in the car to a 5-inch model, and I've been driving around with that for about 2 weeks. Pulled a bunch of data from the MHD and the data logs, and then today we're going to put a different 5-inch intercooler in the car.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Because have you always wondered, are intercoolers all the same if they're the same size? Well, today we're going to find out. So we'll pull the old new intercooler out, and then we'll put the new intercooler in, and then we'll pull some data and compare and see what we get. So the old new intercooler is out. That is the one that was in the car. This is the one that's going in the car. You can see they look pretty similar size-wise. This one's a bit thicker.
Excuse me? A baking powder?
It's also about twice the weight.
Heavy is good. Heavy is reliable. If it doesn't work, you can always hit him with it.
So about 25 pounds versus 12 pounds. So we're going to put the new one in and then do some data logging and see if it makes a difference. Okay, so new intercooler has been in for a couple of weeks now, and I've done a bunch of data logs and we have some science to look at. We will start with the stock intercooler on MHD stage 1. All the temperatures outside were fairly close, within 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. So the factors weather-wise don't really affect anything. So here we can see 38 degrees was the temperature of the intake temps before we started any sort of acceleration runs. Stage 1, the car's making 13 pounds of boost. Halfway through 3rd gear, it's gone from 38 degrees to 46 degrees. By the time we finish the pull, the intake temps are in the high 50s, 57, 58 degrees, and they take probably 3 or 4 minutes to get back to 40 degrees. So then we put in the 5.5-inch inexpensive intercooler, same size as the CSF, so I thought it would do the same thing. Didn't. So we're now stage 2 plus. Again, outside temperature about the same. And again, we started the acceleration pulls at about 38 degrees intake air temp. This is in 4th gear. By the time we get to the top of 4th gear, car's making 15 pounds of boost, and we've already gone to 49 degrees. And by the time we finish the pull, we are at 56 degrees. So we've gained 20 degrees almost in one acceleration pull. So on the track, this is not going to do very well. So now we've put the CSF intercooler in, and a lot of you can look at the graph and go, oh, that looks different. So again, we're stage 2 plus. This one, we started the acceleration pull at 43 degrees, so hotter than the other two. And by the time we were finished, 2nd, 3rd, and we got to 4th gear, the intake temps have come down. So started at 43 degrees, and by the end, we are at 38 degrees. Again, ambient temperature about the same, and we've lost 5 degrees versus gaining 20 degrees. Another pull to show you roughly the same idea here. So again, 2nd through top of 3rd into 4th, started at 41 degrees, and by the time we're finished, we are at 38 degrees. I've got about 30 more data logs. They all show the same thing. The intake temps will either stay the same, drop 3 or 4 degrees depending on ambient temperature, or if it's in the morning and we start at like 22 degrees, they'll probably climb maybe 2 degrees after 2 or 3 acceleration pulls, and then they come right back down. So people say, well, what's the difference? Because the intercooler is the same size. So a couple of things I've noticed. The CSF intercooler probably weighs twice as much as the inexpensive Chinesium intercooler, we'll call it. It's a bar and plate design versus tube and fin. You can do some research on that to see which works better. I think it shows the bar and plate works better. And just, like I said, the overall weight has a lot to do with it because the intercooler is just a giant heat sink. So the more material there is, the easier it is to disperse all that temperature. So I didn't really believe it because you figure one intercooler's $400, the other one's $1,000. They're the same size, dimensionally wise, not weight. How much difference can there be? A lot. I was lucky because the Beard's car already had a CSF intercooler, so I had a rough idea that how much better it was going to be. But yeah, I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. We're losing 4 or 5 degrees of intake air temps versus gaining 20 or staying the same. So as much as you don't want to, spend the money, buy the big intercooler. So CSF and Cobb are the same. I've read some good things about Wagner, but I have no personal experience. There's some other ones out there, ARM. VRSF make a 5.5 inch. I didn't like that one because it doesn't use the stock connection type on the charge pipes. You have to put silicone couplers on there. So I went with the CSF because it just uses the same connectors. There is some trimming involved. It does say direct fit, but there is some trimming involved. So you will have to get out Dremel or hacksaw or something like that to make it fit. Not a lot. Probably took an hour to install versus the cheap drop-in Chinesium one literally fit right in. So a little bit of trimming, definitely worth it. So yeah. Now a lot of people think, why are cooler intake temps better? Cars don't like hot air, especially turbo cars. The hotter the air gets, the less dense it is, the more timing the car is going to pull, the less power the car makes. So the intercooler doesn't make any more horsepower, but it keeps all the horsepower there, if that makes sense. So whatever horsepower you make when it's 20 degrees outside, you can make the same horsepower when it's 40 degrees outside versus losing 30 or 40 horsepower due to the car not making as much timing. So definitely worth it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. But yeah, that's my thoughts on stock intercooler versus Chinesium intercooler versus really expensive, really good intercooler. Definitely well worth the money. Thanks guys. Do the like, subscribe, all this stuff. We'll see you in the future videos.